Hey everybody, I'm and I'm gonna start by just saying it that Diablo 4 is so bad, and then at the same time, Asmongold is so good that together in my life, when those forces combined, it changed it forever. And I hate people that make videos like this, announcement videos, whatever. I don't know. I don't like videos where people just talk like nobody cares what I'm going to say. But um, you're here. Thank you for listening. And here's the story is that if you don't watch Asmongold, I don't care if you like him or not. I don't care. This has nothing to do with opinion. This starts at 9 minutes and 16 seconds in this video called Boomers Be Like, and this came out 4 weeks ago. And it just simply goes like this. This has nothing to do with his opinion. So if you don't like him, if you like him, it doesn't matter. Just understand the concept of what he says here. Don't listen to the opinion.
You just get another horse. Don't be a horse. I don't have much choice. Really? You don't have much choice. You have 99 messages in my chat. 99 plus messages in my chat. Let's go ahead. Let's find out. So you have 99 messages in my chat. I'm not pro-Hamas, I'm anti-Israel. So you're educating yourself in a foreign matter across the entire world to where you have an opinion on it that you feel comfortable enough expressing on a public platform complaining about while you are typing in a Twitch stream that you have to have high-speed internet to obtain the ability to watch, and you have done so ever since 2021 with over 1,000 messages in the chat since then, but you don't have a choice and you can improve your life. I can think of a way to improve your life. I'm going to start right now. Get the fuck out of here and do something for yourself.
And that was it. And that was it, bro. I watched that. I watched that thing like
I was going to
20
watch a pretty
times. Uh-oh.
interesting video. I saw this.
I haven't watched it anyway. I haven't done that. And then ever since then, uh, you can see my YouTube suggestions, right? Diablo 4. I don't know what that is. Asmongold, Asmongold, Asmongold. Instead of having an opinion like Mr. Veggie up there, I started watching news from First Post. They're out of India, great news channel about global affairs. And then Asmongold, oh, that's for my kids, Miss Rachel, Diablo 4. And then there should just be Unreal Engine stuff. Yeah, Unreal Engine, everything. Here you go. Long story short, um, uh, here's the whole announcement, right? Diablo 4 is terrible. And I've been just watching nothing but all the different games, Diablo 4, PoE, PoE 2, Last Epoch, all these other games that are ARPGs, right? And I'm sitting here trying to think the common goal. Everybody hates these games collectively, right? Everybody hates these games collectively. So why can't I make my own game and really try to bring the best of it all out instead of a corporate thing? So, um, I'm going to start by, I don't know which order to do this in really because I don't know if you're here to care about me, who I am, or the game. But honestly, I hope before I get to the game, I hope you care about who I am. Um, because even I usually don't care about who I am. Um, but I'm a stay-at-home dad of some kids, and I felt stuck because I always have to take care of the kids and I always have to do everything for everybody else. And I felt so stuck. And I'm just playing these games in my free time when the kids are taking a nap in the middle of the day. And I get a couple hours to myself, and that's it. And I started watching more Asmongold, and I kept playing these games, and they're just making me mad. And I'm just getting mad. And then I discovered content creation, and I started streaming on Twitch. I went nowhere. I started making TikToks because the people on Actually, I started making videos for Facebook, and then the Facebook people told me to get on TikTok. But before I got on TikTok, I went onto Twitch, and then I went onto TikTok and failed there with Overwatch 2 because Blizzard is the dumbest company that exists in the world. Uh, and uh, failed over there, and then Diablo 4 was coming out, and it was actually I had just discovered Diablo 4 like 2 days before early access started, and I said I'm getting in on it. So I spent $100, watched all the PR hype, got super excited because I played Diablo 2 back in high school when it first came out, and it was the most amazing thing. And I played the shit out of Diablo 4, and I made my whole YouTube about Diablo 4. I went from like 5 subscribers who were my friends all the way up to 83 subscribers, and I ended up from like, here's my videos, right? It's like I don't have many videos. I used to do virtual reality games. I played Among Us, and on Twitch, that's when I got affiliate is from playing virtual reality Among Us with all my friends. I got affiliate, so I started making more of those. I made Overwatch 2 content for YouTube, but I went ahead and deleted them all because Overwatch 2 is really that bad of a game that I don't even want. I would rather keep this cringe ass shit from a year ago than have Overwatch 2 on my YouTube channel. And as bad of a game as Diablo is, at least Diablo's gonna stay here. But long story short is my YouTube's, you can see 5 views, bro, a year, 5 views, right? I play Diablo 4 and I start seeing all these build guides and everybody's playing meta and I'm like, but they can play the game a different way, but nobody's playing anything other than meta. Why not? So I made a build guide and it got 15K views. And I thought, holy shit, people actually like non-meta build guides. So I dedicated myself to being a necromancer. And out of the necromancer, I've got 3 level 100s, one on Eternal, two on Seasonal, and then Season 2 started. And I played every single day up to the day that Season 1 ended. If you notice, my last video was 4 weeks ago, right? My lives, I went live every day playing Diablo 4. Necromancer, playing non-meta builds. I tried, right? Couple hundred views. Uh, but I got so mad as a failed content creator that I kept going place to place to place to place to place and playing game to game to game. And um, I'm sitting at home playing games, feeling stuck that I can't do anything. Um, but I realized that, I get up 2 hours before the kids get up so I can make YouTubes and content creation. Even though it's bad content, it's just I have a couple hours in the morning and maybe if they nap in the couple hours in the afternoon. So I just came up with what I could. And uh this is what it was, but I realized I'm spending at the end of the day, some days 4 to 6 hours a day on content creation, right? And then I watched this clip by Asmongold. Go back.
Boomers be like,
There you go. Boomers be like. And it's just right here. This guy, for some reason, when he's over here saying that, like, I feel like that's me, right? And then Asmongold says, go do something for yourself. Let me help you. Bans him from your chat. Leave and go do yourself. Like, he's not a content creator farming for views. People want to see him. That's why he makes his money. People want to see him. Nobody else wants to see me. Nobody else wants to see anybody else. They want to see him, right? For him. But this veggie hours just reminded me like I'm another one of him. I've never even seen Asmongold live. I don't have time to tune in live. I just watch the YouTubes later in my free time. But anyway, long story short, 3 weeks ago, here you go. What have I done in 3 weeks? That's the big thing, right? I'm making a game. Here's my talking points, right? Um, but really, let me show you. What more important is what I can show you. This is me I'm with the guy I'm learning everything from, which is all free on YouTube, by the way. 100% promoting Leaf Branch Games I watched I don't know how much hours of tutorials about how to program an Unreal Engine, and this guy is the only one that is trying to respect uh, making a big game and how to do it properly. And big shout out to that guy. So I joined his Discord and been bugging him with beginner questions, even though this guy's just a wizard. And on 11.5, I had just finished. Uh, I had replicated his Make an RPG series. It's a 40 something video series about how to code. It's not flashy. He's not flashy, but I don't give a shit about being flashy. You're showing me how to code. Teach me the right way. And back on the 5th, so that's about 2.5 weeks ago, I came up with this thing where after the end of it, I have an ability, and it's a little weird menu, so you're gonna see a little bug here, but I just thought maybe did I finish it? Did it work, right? So I'm setting the menu up, and this is a passive ability system. I have an active ability that I can throw that does AoE damage, and it flies at a certain rate, and it does a certain amount of damage. And I came up with a passive ability system, increase the size of the AoE damage, right? What does the other button do? You can just move it up and down, right? Like, so these are passive abilities in Diablo 4 and PoE right here, right? These are passive abilities. Make my projectile speed up. I'm gonna take my damage up, right? Let's crank my damage up, right? So we're gonna throw it up against the wall, do tiny bits of damage. Well, our passive boosts our damage, so now we're gonna do big damage. We're gonna tune the passive down a little bit. But watch the system. I set it up to where, okay, you can only have 10 skill points. No matter what, you can never up more than 10. Once you hit 10, okay, there you go. Now, that may not seem like much, but if you think of it at its core, that is, I have, in 3 weeks, I have already been able to program the ability to make an active ability system and a passive ability system, right? And I had no idea about Unreal Engine until I watched Asmongold's other Unreal when he did the 5.3 release where they talked about nanite textures. Or it wasn't the 5.3 release, it was a different release when they first explained nanite. I watched that video and I said, holy shit, no way, procedural generated content, which also I had no idea about. In 3 weeks, I've learned all of this. Okay, that's my point. This is how fucking easy it is to do this in my mind. Okay, so that's 11.5. Now let me show you the very next day. I was like, you know what? I can fix my bugs. And in one day, I was able to fix the bugs and create a second active ability the very next day with doing nothing. So now I have two abilities, right? They're both projectiles, but they have different explosion radiuses. Okay? Now, my menu doesn't look bad anymore. My menu's all fixed. The projectile speed affects both of them individually, but they have different base projectile speeds, but you're still affecting both of them. And then there you go. We're going to turn the explosion radius up, but it affects both of them, right? And then we're going to turn the damage. We're going to mess with the damage. But again, we're at 10 points. You can't power anything up. You can only take it down. I mean, you can see now I'm variable damage, right? So in 3 weeks, I have a framework for a system that I can make any active ability I want, any passive ability I want, have a skill allocation point system. I just call it an allocation point system because I don't need to make it a fancy name. You're going to allocate points to passive abilities that are going to enhance your active abilities, right? That is all these games are, right? That's all it is. In 3 weeks, I can come up with that, right? So let's talk about this game I want to make. And I'm going to make this game, okay? So it's a combat game. Play how you want. This is my goals. You log into the game because you want to, not because you feel like you have to. And everyone says that. All these big companies say that, and I'm going to tell you why it's bullshit in a minute. At the end of the day, think of the core game. It is base values, modifiers, and you level up, right? That's what you do. What you get when you level up, what you get when you get that core ability, what you get when you get that modifier is just different numbers. That's just game balance, right? But in 3 weeks, I've set up the system to automatically handle all of those numbers, as many modifiers as I want to make. All I have to do is just go back and find where was that number created and just plug in a modifier, add a button, and there you go. Now I have a new passive ability that I can do whatever I want with, right? So at the core of it, I already have those systems down. Other games, all these big games, just make you spend X hours, and that's their goal. Balance, that's the balance of the game, is it not? I want to respect your time, quote unquote, but they all they balance is how long can I make you play before giving you something else so that I can keep you here the longest, and at the same time you can justify it, right? The more people that can justify spending this much time leveling up, I'll make more money off them. But if these people can't handle spending that much time to level up, they'll leave, but that's okay because we got the larger section that can spend that time to get these features, right? Those guys will spend the money on me. Or we can turn around and sell ways to those guys that don't have the time. They could just buy boosts and get there faster to try to catch up. And they try to do that game. It's just X hours to unlock imaginary time gated content. Flat out, right? You have a dungeon, but you're not allowed to do that dungeon until you're level 60, right? Can't do that dungeon until you're level 60, right? So the streamer guy who has all day long, right, gets to level 60 in 5 months. You're thinking WoW Classic here, right? For all you boys, WoW Classic. What was that? Minus 100 hours, right? Hardcore, minus 100 hours, minus 200 hours, right? Level 60 goes down. That's everybody just goes, oh my God, the time spent to get there, right? But you can't even do some of that content until you get there, until you have the gear, until you have the skills, until you have the everything. You're not even allowed to fucking start that. You have zero chance, right? It's just time gated content. My game, the way I want this designed, is from the beginning, everything's just unlocked, right? Everything's unlocked. Give it to you. You bought the game. You're playing early access. You're doing whatever. You are playing the game. Play the game, right? This play how you want idea is then turned around and funneled into this imaginary path that they make for you with these imaginary free choice branches that they have also designed for you that you have to follow, and they give you this defined puzzle to solve, and that's their game maybe, but then they tell you it's play how you want. When my vision of play how you want is basically if I give you all the skills and all the passives available from the beginning, right? As you go through, I'm still going to make you level up because I'm not just going to give you maximum points from the get-go and let you do it. You're still going to have to level up, use your skills, get better at the game, beat harder things. There's still going to be tiers to that, right? But my point is, where I'm trying to go is, if you're level 10, you get 10 allocation points, right? Okay, now what if you try a build and you don't like that build? Well, why do you have to go farm items to reset your skill points? Why? You just got to go waste time doing meaningless stuff to go. Hopefully, you get lucky this time and it drops one so you can reset one. You only got 9 more to go so you can run the points the other way, right? Why? Just you spend 20 minutes doing mundane things so you have the ability to click a button one time. Where instead, I feel like a real plays you want game is going to be, you know what? You've got 9 points built like this into your build, and you just hit 10, and you're going to try to start the harder content, and you can't get there. So you try a couple times, and you log out of the game, and you're like, okay, that shit's not working. You go up onto YouTube where you pull up Ur's build guide, right? And you're going to give me all the views, and you turn around and you see what is a 10-point build, and then you look on YouTube for a 10-point build, and My goal is to let the players have access to every passive immediately, so all of the people who have time can start figuring out which one works cool with that one and which one works cool with that one. And then if I give you the abilities, everybody can start playing the whole fucking game immediately, right? Why do I have to have a level 1 to 50 leveling build guide? And then if I want to do the end game content, then I have to refarm the gear and all of this stuff this way, right? How about your gear just gives you base stats, right? Your boots give you move speed, your chest plate gives you armor, your weapon gives you damage, right? Which also my framework has the ability for status effects, right? So things like all I have to do is say for like your health, I go in there, add some values and add a timer on it, and then I click a button, and when I put a little box on the screen, and when you push one, it just flags your character with that timer and that health increase, and now I've got an ability that you hit and it heals you over time, right? Like it's just I give you all the abilities. I give all the everybody everything. I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying because I got ADHD and I don't know if I took my meds today. Probably not. But it's just so frustrating, right? They say plays you want to play and then they make these defined paths and winners win, losers lose, right? If you win, you can figure it out because you got all the time to play it. And the loser casuals that are also trying to have fun on this game can't keep up with you. But again, imagine you just get, what if you have 45 skill points? What if you have 50 skill points, right? Imagine the gold you have to go farm for that, or the items you have to go get, whatever, blah, blah, blah. How about I just give you a reset button where you just hit reset, and then you go look on YouTube for a 50-point build, and then you go there and you just click the buttons until you get to his build, and then you just walk back in and start the fight and try the fight over, right? Like, why do you have to spend 3 days to reset to then retry the content? Why isn't a play as you want game? Why isn't it just I logged out playing the game that way how I wanted to that day, and today I want to play the game a different way, so I should just be able to easily have the ability to just reset the whole thing and try a completely different thing with everything I have earned, right? With everything I have earned. You don't need to go get new boots to replace your boots so that the statistics on your boots now match the new passive abilities and active abilities on your thing. Why? Your boots just give you move speed and then give you a passive ability to adjust your move speed. Because if you're a player that wants to move fast, you will spend your ability points in move speed. If you don't care about your move speed because you're going to stay right in their face and it's not about chasing them down and you want to be right in their face to do combat, then you don't spend your ability points in move speed. You spend them in damage instead. And why am I going to punish this casual versus this casual for it? It's anyway, I'm going off. It's just crazy. It makes me so mad. This is the whole reason I started doing this. But anyway, I'm gonna try to go through the rest of this quick. I didn't mean to make this shit so long. It's already been 23 minutes. Jesus Christ. I'm the only solo dev. I'm the only one making the game, no matter how long this takes. I'm gonna document my journey on YouTube, both in videos and in live streams. Honestly, I'm going to just make videos of core systems as I develop them, and then I'm not going to be live developing the core systems because I don't know, I don't feel comfortable with people seeing me make a bunch of mistakes when I'm trying to learn something. But at the same time, uh, I wouldn't mind going, I love going live and having people in chat. If anybody stopped by to talk about game development, that'd be great. But I plan on doing this in 3 steps. Early access is free until I'm done with it enough because it's an early access game. I'm not done with it. You're not paying with it for it until I'm done. It's not a really difficult concept. The full release version is $10. I'm setting it now. I don't care how long it takes me to do it. I'm selling it for $10. It's a game. If you want to play it, great. If not, great. It's $10. If people want continued development, I'll consider that then. If it is what it is, or if it's a flop and no one gets it, or if it's a success and everyone's like, no, just move on to your next one. It's my dream project. I've spent so much time designing this dream project called Project Safe Haven. And yeah, I'll never talk about it until the game's done because I only want to focus on Mage Wars right now. But Project Safe Haven, I'm doing that one in my life. I'm getting that done, but that's going to require a team. Um, Only mages to start in this game. I'm not going to try to make 5 classes while trying to tell you at the same time my focus is on the combat system and the play how you want system. My number one goal is combat, active abilities, and passive abilities. I want to make that the most rewarding thing. Once I can get that down for mages, I never realized until I learned how Unreal Engine works and how this programming works. The hardest part about making this is making one. And then the next step is making one and then making two, right? And then once you can make the two work together, you pretty much you got most of it solved at that point. And then expanding it, as long as you built the right framework along the way that's flexible, you just easily expand it, right? That's how I can take one ability and come up with a buggy passive system. The framework that Leaf Branch Games showed me was so flexible that all I did was continue my development on the passive systems without any tutorials or help, strictly my time over the next whatever in the past 3 weeks to come up with the passives. uh, the system is so flexible and was so intuitive to me that I was able to troubleshoot, bug fix everything, bulletproof the system that you can't bug it or mess it from the beginning of the game, and create a save system for it, a toggle system for it, and the ability to just in a day go, yeah, I'm going to create this ability, I'm going to add these passives to it, and it's going to function entirely different. It's going to have different status effects. It's going to do different damage. It's going to be an entirely new skill, look completely. It's making it look pretty and making it the story in the back and all that stuff that has nothing to do with the core interest of the game, right? I'm sorry, but that's the problem with Diablo and these other companies. They're spending their time making on the world, and nobody cares about the world because the core gameplay is shit, and that's what I care about. But I'm going to be in sole control of that the whole time, as long as it takes. Um, but when I launch it for sale, that's what it's going to be. I don't have plans to make it a live service game. I don't have whatever, but it's not going to be planned expansions. It's going to be based on community feedback. If nobody buys the game, nobody wants it, nobody watches this YouTube, I'm not going to continue to develop on it. I'm going to move on to Project Safe Haven because this base game, once I have it done, is essentially the framework. This whole game is essentially the framework for Project Safe Haven. So if I could do this, it's now just expansion and just getting bigger and more. Eventually, I'm going to desire a long-term contract with an artist for the game. Hopefully, I would like to be able to give them the ability. One, I need an artist to make custom design, custom items, and custom everything for a game. I have got the free assets from Unreal Marketplace, but at some point, a game for sale should have a proper artist, in my opinion. And I want to have the artist produce art for the game. Not only that, but I plan on making some avenue for them to sell art, cosmetic microtransactions, in the sense of I want to be able to provide a platform if people appreciate the art of the game and they would like to further support the artist financially. The artist should have an avenue to continue producing art for this project they've worked on and also continue to be compensated. But at the same time, that's not really, I mean, I built the system that they use, but I'm not putting the art in it. So I feel like that I owe the artist an avenue to support themselves more than just the initial effort that they put into the game. They should be able to have a longer stake in it, in my opinion. But I'm not even going to talk to an artist or hire anybody or consider any of that until the game is at least functionable in a certain way, and I have already established that avenue. I would like to make sure that everybody knows exactly what they're getting into before they agree to this. I just don't want a flaky hobbyist. I don't, well, not hobby, a flaky hobbyist. Just I don't want people to consider this as just oh, I'm doing this one time and no one will ever do anything. I would like just more for an artist. Um, the game itself will have no microtransactions for fees or items. If you want something in the game that's functional, you have to play for it. If you want the feature, it comes with the game, or it's in early access for free. One of the two. That's how it's just. I don't understand why it's such a concept, but well, I mean, I get it. It's corporate America. I'm tired of corporate games. I just want a game like this, and nobody's making it. They're all making it corporate games. I'm gonna fucking do it myself. Fine. Um, if anybody's even interested watching this video or follows any of the videos later on or does anything itself, I want to talk directly to them because, again, with corporate games, they tell you how to play the game. If my philosophy here is that I want to make a game for the people, then I make it for you based off what you tell me. Um, as long as it's that I could do it, obviously. I'll just let you know I can do this or I can't. But yeah, that lip service bullshit of the uh Blizzard gets up there. We've been listening to, but here's this random shit nobody asked for, and we're still not doing the thing everyone's really asking for. I'm just so over that for real. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's me. That's the whole thing. Um, but yeah, if you see my Unreal Engine, I only have two projects in Unreal Engine, and that's all I'm focused on. I have MageWars, which I'm going, this is my fresh start. Oh, I forgot to mention, on the 6th, after I made this video, by the way, the very next day, my engine crashed and bricked the whole framework. So as of today, my MageWars product is, well, I'm just back to building the framework again from ground up. It's okay. I only lost about a month, but I just hope you could see that to me, this really isn't that difficult. And Asmongold motivated me to get my ass in gear, change my life, and I can wake up hours before the kids get up. I can work when they nap. I can make this YouTube video when they nap. See, this is when I'm making this video. I've got 32 minutes so far to make this video. Here we go. But um, thank you for tuning in. I don't know what else I could say. Anybody has any feedback, that'd be great. And even if you don't, even if nobody sees this, um, thank you, Asmongold, for changing my life. And thank you, Blizzard, for being the biggest piece of shit company out there. Uh, that I no words for that shit.